Now, I'm not going to say it back again already and then tell you what number video this is, because there's a few people pointed out that is starting to sound like it's becoming my intro. Anyway, last video I did was the first half of March, week 3 of Fiwc regional qualification. I left it at 20 wins and no losses for the second week in a row. Hopefully this time I won't choke and I will get the 40 out of 40 I need to break into the top 10 of Europe. So, as I usually do, I'm going to show you the team and the changes I make at the start of every weekend league game. In the first half of the video I was using 4-3-1-2, but as you probably saw I was playing terribly. Didn't know whether it was down at my wrist or not, but I thought myself a change is needed. So for this half of the video we're going with the diamond. All I'm doing is telling the strikers to get in behind, the CDM to stay back and the fullbacks to stay back. No other instructions needed. Now as you can see here, straight from kickoff he was trying to shield me for some reason. Passed it into Pogba, Berber spinned him, passed it across to Ronaldo and puts the first shot of the game past Butland, which is very important because as you know, if Butland makes one save, there's a good chance he's going to make another 7 or 8. Anyway, just a few minutes later, I'd take the ball off him with Suarez, slot it into the net, and understandably, after just 18 minutes, this guy had enough and he paused it and quits. Next game I'm going to show you pretty much what I do from every single kickoff I have in FIFA. The minute I kick off I give it back to the centre back, then give it to the full back, either Inform Walker or Team of the Year Marcelo. Make up as much ground as possible before passing it inside and looking to thread run the strikers through, like I have here to Ronaldo. 2 minutes in and we've got a 1-0 lead already. As you probably know, the kickoffs of this game are pretty broken. You know, whichever team's defending, the team just doesn't line up properly at all, and it is really easy to score from kickoff. Anyway, Griezmann with a quick fake shot, he bangs it in the bottom corner, and I'm thinking at this point it's going to be a comfortable win, but I'm wrong because from kickoff, as I've already told you about the defensive line being broken, he works it well and hits a good driven shot across goal to make it 2-1. Luckily though, towards the end of the game, when he did have to start pushing forward, he left holes at back. I could just put it across to Ronaldo here, smash just a normal shot across to Lloris and he doesn't move, and I'm thinking at this point it's pretty much game over. Even more so here when I just do a bit of skill dribbling with Walker into Pogba, scoop him, Lloris makes a good save but it falls for the open goal and that is pretty much game over. However, I do have time just for one more goal. I slip Bale through here and what I do here is I stop sprinting before I hit the chip. If I'd have carried on sprinting, that chip would have went well over the bar and that is GG. Next up is pretty much the first bit of trouble we do run into in the second half of this weekend's games. Now, as you're about to see, Kyle Walker plays a terrible pass on the edge of my own box. He passes it inside to Martial and punishes me, making it 1-0 after just 7 minutes. Now, as you probably know, I'm one of the first people to blame luck, blame the game, blame bullshit when I'm not winning, especially in the weekend league, but I can have no complaints after this game. After you've just seen there, Ronaldo and his defender run into each other, ball falls to Ronaldo and he smashes it in and it's 1-1 out of nowhere. And just a few minutes later, a good through ball, no luck involved this time, good driven shot, and it's 2-1 all of a sudden. Now, if you thought the first goal was lucky, just wait until you see this. It's 2 defenders running into each other on the edge of the box, ricochets to Bale, then ricochets to Pogba, then hits his defender and backspins into the net. Unsurprisingly, he turns his PlayStation off straight after this happened. Anyway, on to the next one. At this point, as you can see, we're on 28 wins and no losses. You know, as soon as I see the inform Roma triangle of Nainggolan, Florenzi and Manolas, I assume that they're going to be a decent player, but I suppose anyone is going to be decent when you give them a goal after just 3 minutes. Luckily though, I do manage to get straight back into it, quick fake shot and a speed rush with Ronaldo, and it's 1-1. Now, just a few minutes later, I'll get the ball to Griezmann. I hit pretty much a hopeful finish. I'm hoping for the rebound really, but somehow the keeper fumbles it in. Clearly my luck hadn't run out after the last game. As you can see here, 50th minute, I just put a random corner into the box and Ronaldo gets above everyone and powers a header into the top corner. Coming towards 60th minute now, and he's pretty much, I'm pretty comfortable by now. He's more concentrating on blocking the pass, lets me have a free shot with Griezmann, and it's game over. Into the 30s now, and in this game I'm going to show you how I'm scoring a vast majority of my goals in the weekend league. As you can see, he's at the ball in his own half, but straight away, as soon as he's passing it, I'm putting pressure on him and then countering straight away. Quick fake shot with Ronaldo, bit of a lucky rebound to Bale, and it's 1-0 straight away just from putting the pressure on. Same thing again here, trying to be in there with Modric, just missed the ball. Then I'm back at him again with Smalling, quickly win the ball, quickly forward, Ronaldo Suarez into Bale, clean through, past the keeper, and it's 2-0 after 9 minutes, and unsurprisingly, straight from the kick-off, he pauses and quits. At 33 wins, no losses, this is the sort of team you want to come up against. Nothing really there to worry about. Now, what you're going to see here is the exact reason why I will never buy Team of the Year Messi, and I will always use informed Bale. Too strong for Smalling, Berber spin, driven shot, and it's 1-0. Now here I'm going to show you what you should be doing from every kick-off when you get an early goal. Don't forget sitting back and changing things. Get straight back after them, get the ball, run forward and try and get another. And see here, into Ronaldo, McGeady spin, powers past Small, driven shot, and it's 2-0 just from putting pressure on as soon as he's kicked off. As you can see, look at the time, pretty much the same thing again, countering straight away. As soon as he gets the ball, take it back off him, into Bale, and it's 3-0 after just 25 minutes. Just 6 minutes later now, stop the ball dead with Walker, look inside, driven shot to Griezmann, he's going to finesse one in off the post, and for about the 20th time this weekend we're going to have someone just as soon as the kickoffs come, they're going to pause and quit and give us a nice easy win to make it 34 wins, no losses. Next game, and this was in my opinion the best opponent we come up against all weekend, called Chuck London. I've never heard of him before, but he was a very good player. As you can see, Son shrugs Small out the way. That man of the match Son is absolutely broken. The 85 and the 86 I don't know how they do it, but they just get through and score every single time. Pretty much my first chance of the game though, get in the box for Ronaldo, smash a driven shot across goal for how many, it must be the 100th time this week, and it's 1-1. Now with 35 wins, no losses, you might be thinking to yourself, are you going to be nervous? Are you going to be able to play your game? But I mean, just watch this. Look how many passes I play around the box. Keeping it calm, waiting for the right time. Suarez sees Ronaldo in space, plays with him, smashed it in the near post. And that is probably the best goal I scored all weekend, if I'm being honest. 72nd minute, and what I'm just doing here is making sure he can't get out. The minute his player touches the ball, I've got a player on top of him. Just pressure, pressure, pressure. Every time he touches it, I've got a player on top of him. End up giving it a Bale. Suarez left-footed shot across goal, and it's 3-1. And at this point I thought, it's pretty much game over. But the problem is, if you play how I play, with lots of pressure and aggression, if it's a good player like this guy was, he can cut you open like this and give you a nervous finish. But luckily it did finish 3-2. 37 wins, no losses now. Now you won't need me to remind you what happened last week at 37 wins, no losses. I think if I start speaking about it, I'll possibly never stop. Now, as you're about to see, sends me the wrong way with Mertens, hits a very nice outside of the foot shot off the far post to put himself 1-0 up, and at this point I'm thinking, not again. However, a pretty common theme with this video and this weekend overall was how quickly I managed to get back in the game when I did go behind. I always managed to score pretty much from kick-off or within 5 or 10 minutes, not really giving myself the chance to get nervous. As you can see, Bale scoop turns past to Firenze, puts it in the far post, and we're 2-1 up. Now he's taking a quick free kick here inside his own half, and as you can see, my players are all over him straight away, pressure on the ball, plays it through to Griezmann, he smashes it across the keeper, and it's now game over. So here it is, the 40th game at 39-0. Am I going to go make it 40 out of 40? Well, as you're about to see, as much as I'd like to say this was a game, full of twists and turns, like absolutely action-packed, could have went one way or the other, I absolutely destroyed him. I mean, I have no words for how bad this opponent was. This is without doubt the easiest game out of the 40. I'm not sure exactly how the matchmaking works, but how I got matched against this guy at 39 wins and no losses, I will never ever know. But I tell you what, I will also never ever complain. I mean, as you can see, I've already started cutting out my goals because it would just got boring. I scored that many. I mean, fake shot, puts Boateng on his arse, plus it back at Pogba, smashed it in after 26 minutes. We're 4-0 up. Pick it up here, it's 5-0. Modric into Suarez, chips it through to Ronaldo, who then squares it for an open goal for Griezmann, and it's 6-0 after 80 minutes, and there's more coming. With Modric here, into Griezmann, into Bale, Griezmann some skill dribbling, into Bale, gives it to Ronaldo, fake shot, puts Boateng on his arse yet again, and it's 9-0 in stoppage time. So this is how the leaderboards looked come Monday morning. As you can see, I did finish bottom of the people who got 40 out of 40. Finished 9th in the world. That's mainly down to, the fact I played most of my games on Sunday, which means you get a low skill rating. But coming up now is the more important things. Let's see where I've ended up in Europe monthly. And there I am, 7th, but actually 6th, because Dr. Ahano has already qualified. I'm not even sure why he's playing, probably just streaming his games or something. So I'm currently 6th in qualifying, in a decent position to qualify. So that is the end of this particular video. It feels pretty good being able to share a 40 out of 40 with you all and leaving myself with a decent chance of qualifying. However, there is still 2 weeks to go and things can change pretty quickly. If you have liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully be bringing you another 40 out of 40 early next week.